I've had like anxiety about filming this for a long time. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think that it's time to film this because it is a huge part of my life, and this is just about my acne story. So I'm just going to start with my type of acne. I suffer from hormonal cystic acne. I have whiteheads, don't really have much blackheads. My skin type is sensitive, dry, and acne prone, obviously. Going back to the sensitive side, whenever I've used abrasive, harsh products, my skin will immediately break out or have rashes. And this has been the case with my body as well. I've been allergic to soaps and chlorine in the past. It goes with my face too. My face is extremely sensitive, so I can't use like benzoyl peroxide every day, salicylic acid every day. It just freaks out even more. So now I'm going to talk about the history of my acne. I think I started getting acne in middle school, like most people do, when I hit puberty. And it just started out like little ones here and there, but then it got to high school and I just started getting these cysts all over my jaw. I'd get them in my cheeks. Nothing, not cysts like this big, but definitely nodules where I could like move them and feel them inside. And I'll still get those on my chin or my jaw. And that's definitely a sign of hormonal imbalance. So I'm just going to insert some pictures like while I'm talking about this of I've always tried to document my acne with pictures, even though I hate doing it. You know, you always think that you look one way when you're not looking at yourself, and then you look at the mirror and your heart kind of sinks. You're like, oh my gosh, my face is so infected, it's so red, I'm so ugly, like I can't go outside. I don't want anybody to see me like this. And it got really bad in high school. Like I remember crying before I'd have to leave because I would just be so scared of what people thought. And I remember, I mean, I still do this today. Whenever I saw girls who had perfect skin, you know, soft, even-toned skin, that was the first thing I noticed about people, and it's still the first thing that I notice about people. I always assess people's skin because it's the one thing I hate about myself. I truly hate my acne. I remember a few times I tried to go to school without makeup just to see if it would help my face at all. It never did. I've noticed that makeup doesn't really affect my skin. I'm very picky about the products I use, so it's definitely an internal problem because I'm religious about my routine, but I would try to go to school without makeup, and I just remember people staring at me like differently because I just had these zits everywhere, and it was so uncomfortable. I felt like embarrassed to talk to anybody, and I'm a pretty confident person, I would say, but there's nothing that rips away confidence faster than noticeable infection all across your face that you can't hide or get rid of no matter how hard you try. And I worked at a steakhouse after high school. One day I just had a bad day or something, and I went into work without makeup on, and everybody came up to me and was like, are you okay? Like I didn't realize your acne was that bad. And I remember this one guy who liked me, he was like, what's wrong with your face? And it was just so disheartening. I never went back to work without makeup because it was the first thing people noticed about me. I've had waves of where my acne gets better. So I'll also put up some pictures where that happened. That's always in the summer. In the fall and winter, my skin always gets noticeably worse, but in the summer it's way more manageable, and I think a little bit of sun actually does help my acne. Maybe it's the vitamin D, but I've been avoiding the sun clearly. I don't know if you can tell how white I am for this entire year, I would say. Yeah, I suffered with acne all throughout high school. It began in middle school. I got my boyfriend my sophomore year, And I remember I would go to his house the first few times and hang out, and after we'd kiss, I would run to the bathroom and I'd sneakily grab my foundation that I had brought, and I'd reapply and cake on the foundation because I was just so concerned about what he'd think if he saw how I actually looked. But even now, it's hard for me to maintain eye contact, and I find myself covering my face or my mouth area with my hands, or wearing my hair down and kind of talking like this, because I hate when people are noticeably like looking at your cheeks or your mouth area because there's zits there instead of looking at your eyes. I'm also a model. I don't even like saying that because it just sounds vain, but I do a little bit of modeling work or brand ambassador work here and there, and I had acne when I got signed with my current agency, which is just a local agency in Indianapolis. But then I kind of left that agency to go to one in St. Louis, and I had secured signing with Next Models in LA, and they were like, we really want you, you're perfect, except we want your skin to get better. And that was last summer. And that was actually when my skin was doing its best. I believe there's a picture from August where my skin had never looked like that since before I got acne. So I was just so discouraged because it was like, are you kidding? I don't even have acne and you want my skin to be better? But I kept working towards it, and they dropped me, and I got dropped from my agency in St. Louis, and I'm still working for my one in Indianapolis. It's not high fashion, so I don't need to be flawless, but it still affects me because I can't get certain jobs because of my condition. So now I'm 21. I just turned 21 a couple weeks ago, and I still suffer with acne. I'm gonna show you my face up close so you can get a good look at it. This is gonna be really fun. As you can see, it's almost like a line here. And I've had this horrible breakout in this whole area. And it's like the whiteheads come up every single day repeatedly, no matter what I do. If I don't pop them, if I do pop them, it's just always there. This is kind of my nice side. I don't know why this side is better. I talk on the phone with both. I clean my phone, so it's not, I know it's not that. I clean my pillowcases. And then you can see my forehead and my temples. This is, again, my bad side. I definitely have a little bit of scarring here on top of or below the acne. And every morning I wake up with whiteheads in my hairline recently. As you can see though, it stops pretty much directly at my jawline. And then my chin is being nice to me right now. So I wrote down all of the things I've tried in pursuit of clearing my acne, and I'm just going to go through it. Antibiotics, clindamycin, retin-A, tretinoin, a different version, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, Proactive. Yes, I've tried Proactive. You wouldn't believe how many people ask me that. Clean and Clear, a version of Proactive. Spironolactone, vitamins, probiotics, fat supplements like krill oil, fish oil, green peels, facials, extractions, not wearing makeup, oil cleansing, which I still do, oils instead of moisturizer, birth control. I stopped taking my antibiotic probably around 2 or 3 years ago. That is why this is happening, I'm almost positive. But I really need to get off my doxycycline. I've been on it since high school, so that's over 3 years, which is not what I want to do. I've also been to the dermatologist multiple times. They always want to give me Accutane, which I really don't want to try. Retin-A destroyed my skin, and I gave it multiple tries, and I did it for long periods of time. And then the main one that I wanted to talk about quickly is birth control. I tried birth control earlier this year, February to March, I think, and I've got pictures from that as well. And I went to Florida right around that time, like after I'd been on it for about 2 weeks, I think. And I started getting all these big bumps on my jawline. And on top of that, I think I had a migraine, which I never ever get. I never get headaches. And I had the worst migraine at work one night when I was on birth control. I also had like a mental breakdown for no reason really, which is pretty unlike me. And I was so moody that I just got off of it because it made my skin like 10 times worse, and I felt horrible on it, and there was no other reason I needed it besides my acne. I'm religious with my skincare regimen and how I wash my face, when I wash my face, what products I use. And I would love to film a routine if that's anything anybody would be interested. I know probably 5 people are watching this right now. 4 of them are family members. But now I want to just talk about why I'm filming this. The main reason I was inspired to film this was because of a YouTuber named Margaret-Mary. Margaret-Mary is a smaller YouTuber who has been documenting her acne journey. We're both the same age, we just share a lot of similarities. I kind of wish that I had started doing this a while ago, but I've always neglected doing this because it's not fun to film your face without makeup. But I will link her channel in the description box if anybody wants to go watch her videos. Acne sucks, and if you have acne and you're watching this, I feel your pain. So if you're interested in this, I would really appreciate a comment because it takes a lot of energy and convincing of myself to film this kind of thing. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for watching.